Today we have Olumide with us, who is the founder of Digital Nomad Summit, and he's also the founder of several other startups. And we'll be talking about building remote communities by remote entrepreneurs today. So, Olumide, tell us something about yourself. How did you start the Digital Nomad Summit, and introduce yourself, please?
Sure, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Olumide Benro. I'm originally from Nigeria, actually. I was raised in the UK and then the United States. And I went to college, did my master's degree in San Diego, California. But afterwards, while I was in school, actually, is when I started to learn about marketing. I started to do specifically event marketing, community building, networking events. And that eventually, the marketing background took me to, allowed me to be able to, work online and travel. It wasn't easy at first. I was couch surfing on my friends' couches in Germany. If any of you guys come on and you watch this later, shout out to you guys. Thanks for helping me out. But literally, it was an entire year of couch surfing and really trying to understand this Instagram marketing and social media and influence marketing. And eventually, I learned enough. I got a little bit better. I took up my clientele a little bit to a point where I could live a more comfortable lifestyle. And I think about a year ago is when I moved to Bali. And that's when I really started thinking more seriously about this digital nomad lifestyle because I saw so many people I had met traveling. Like, I'm like, you work online? Oh, yeah, you work online too? I'm like, wait, everybody works online to me. That's what it seems like once you get in the right into the community. And I realized the opportunity here because I've seen different, you guys are Global Nomad Summit. There's other summits out there for nomads, but I saw a unique opportunity in Bali, having stayed here for almost over a year now, and travel back and forth. However, but I saw a unique opportunity in Bali because the community is so strong. This is the Mecca, and this is the spiritual hometown of digital nomads. There's no competition. Chiang Mai is cool. I've never been there. I know it's strong. They've been going for decades. But there's something about Bali. There's something that draws, especially the ones of us that live here. And when I saw the opportunity to live in Bali for a little while and also to start growing a community of people, I was like, this is for me. And that's where I came up with Digital Nomad Summit. So it's been a journey. It hasn't been easy. We had to postpone till later this year, December. I haven't even
Mm.
announced that publicly, so you guys are the first to hear that. If hopefully, as things relax a little bit, we've heard rumors that the airport here in Bali will open up in October, just in time for if we were to
Mm.
have a December 4th event. So that's a preview for you guys coming on live. But we had to post. We actually we couldn't take. We took the safety of our community and the community of the world because we travel so much so seriously that we decided to postpone it and put it into an online version right now. And the goal is for the summit itself is to find was for me to find the leaders in the community, people who are doing very well, like six, seven figures, but people who are true leaders who are making social change. A lot of the people who are speaking aren't just doing well with their online business, they're doing well with being leaders in the community to show us the right way to have positive impacts on the earth, socially, how to treat and respect other humans. And basically, I wanted to find the people who were doing it right and had their head on right. And I believe I did. And I've had a brilliant response for the community and all the people that support us. So that is a summary. Yeah, it's been an entire year of hard work to get to here, but here we are. We're about 5 days away. So June 5th here, Bali time is when we'll start at 7 a.m. We have over 350 confirmed guests, and we're expecting more the next few days. And I'm grateful for the partnership with Global Nomad Summit. I know you guys are doing big things in India and that region of Asia, and we're happy to be partners. So yeah.
Indeed, it's even a pleasure for us at Global Nomad Summit. And even we are excited for the Digital Nomad Summit, which is to be there in June.
Mhm.
So, how has your journey been? Like, how has been the impact of coronavirus on the summit?
I mean, it's been tough. We had pre-sale tickets that we sold, and we're expecting to have people here in Bali physically five
Mm-hmm.
days from now. But due to COVID, we had to postpone to December. So it was a tough decision to even postponed, but we had to do it just for the safety of everybody. We have a lot of demand and people here in Bali that are going to attend no matter
Mm.
what, but because we wanted to give an opportunity for people around the world and also to honestly to have a lot higher numbers in the community to make it really feel like something, we decided to wait. And the main impact was the disappointment of all the people that wanted to come to Bali. You know, the people were very excited to come to Bali, and what we did was we actually upgraded everybody's ticket who bought a ticket during the early bird season and
Mm.
made them VIP. I built in some things in there that's going to make them really happy when we end up having our actual summit. So that was the only part. This is a disappointment. You know, you work so hard, and other people also, they've been planning. They want to come see Bali for the first time. So many new people, they wanted to come
Yes.
see Bali. And unfortunately, we had to postpone. But that's the hardest part. It's just been more about not being able to get people together and the community that we have that really makes everybody feel like a big family, you know?
And as you mentioned, it would be very good for the global audience as well right now, taking this Digital Nomad Summit online in June.
Exactly. So that was
That
the
will be,
benefit. That was the benefit
yeah,
where when we market
that
and
was
we
kind of
talk
a blessing
about
in disguise.
it was a blessing in disguise because I was like, okay, well, we have people who are sitting at home now who know that they're probably not going to get their job back. They need this the
Mm.
most. The rest of us, we're fine. We know how to make money online. We're doing okay. But there's some people who have no idea. And we have a specific segment, a small segment in our summit that are newbies. Like we have a poll, and the poll showed maybe 20% of the people as their first time or they're less than 6 months with experience with online business. So we know that there's a nice amount of people out there and it's growing that are interested in this lifestyle. So it's up to us, you know, who understand how these things work to lead them and share as much as we can.
Indeed, it would be a good benefit for the aspiring digital nomads and remote entrepreneurs.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
So you've also been working with athletes all over the world, like from NBA and influencer marketing. How has been your journey with that? And can you share some of your experiences?
Yeah, so if you talk about community building is sort of my expertise or my gift. I started hosting luxury networking events events in California. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna drink some water. Luxury networking events in California, and you know you end up having investors, you know, real estate moguls, and people in Los Angeles and California are pretty, you know, when you live there and you have a good have a decent business, you're doing pretty well for yourself. And I had a chance also to invite and bring in professional athletes through one of my partners in California, and that's how I ended up creating the relationships with professional athletes. And of course, this guy knows that guy, that girl knows this girl. So what I've been doing is I've been helping the pro athletes secure sponsorships with brands. So basically getting endorsement deals and everything is you'll probably notice with me is always based on relationship. It's always based on community. So I built this community of professional athletes and even people like Olympians, you know, quite a few Olympic female athletes, high level female Olympic athletes who were, you know, we're having them, you know, sponsor health bars, specific technologies. There was one promotion we just did for a meditation device, which meditation now is so key for everything that you put on your head. It helps you meditate through. So I don't even know how the technology works, but hey, they seem like the athlete really want new modalities. So anyway, it basically came down to connecting these. I'm a connector, so I connected one
Mm-hmm.
side, the athletes, with the brand. So that came about just from my past, you know, events and relationships, and that's one of the exciting things that I never really share that stuff on social media, but that's a LinkedIn thing. And if you guys are, if there's
Yeah.
a tip I can give right now is the money a lot of the times or the people with money are on LinkedIn, and the way that you want to structure your business is to look for people who are looking for business, and LinkedIn is the place to go. So that's usually where I usually get my contacts and with brands, you know, basically to do campaigns. And I'm talking to a couple of brands now for, you know, NBA, NFL athletes specifically
Mm-hmm.
for uh, sort of like what do you call these things? Beverage or sort of different types of I guess like beverages that they
Energy drink?
can energy. Thank you, energy drinks.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's late over here. It's almost my
Yeah.
bedtime. I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was gonna be at 7 p.m., but it's 9:30. But it's all good. So yeah, specific beverages and things like that. Gatorade type things that
Sure.
we're going to talk about to see if it's a benefit because I always want to do things that benefit my clients and my community. So yeah. Yeah, if everyone has
Mm.
questions, ask us. I'm curious as to see what people are curious about on our
Yeah, sure.
live
So this is
session
for
here.
our audience. If you have some questions, please put it on the chat and Illumino should answer that.
Sure.
Also, I would like to ask that you being a part of the digital nomad community in general, so how are digital nomads coping up with the situation?
You know what's interesting? I think we were the population or community that was most prepared for this because our lives are generally centered around our laptops and communicating through a mobile device. So a lot of us are using it. Skype your mom in another country, some people are dating internationally, like, hey, honey, like we're used to
Yeah.
this, So I feel like we were most prepared. What I think is the most interesting thing that's occurred is that we basically see the real reality of being a digital nomad is that we feel free. Oh my gosh, I'm in Bali, I'm in Chiang Mai, I'm in Portugal, but when a catastrophe or a pandemic hits, you become wherever country you were born in, whatever your passport says, you got to take your butt home. All the Canadians are not longer in Bali. Most of them are went back to Canada because you're Canadian. So I think we get real now. We get to see reality, and I'm not saying that we're living in a fantasy land, but there's so many privileges and that opportunity. Oh, there's a train coming. There's so many privileges and opportunities that are coming with his lifestyle. I think a lot of people took for granted. And I saw this as a time where it's time to reset. And as people come back, Southeast Asia opens up again, as India opens up again, all these
Hmm.
countries, Europe, it's going to be a new wave of people like us and also new people who are, like you said, are at home right now who are learning how to make money online. How are we going to move forward in this new movement, new wave to, first of all, respect the countries that we go to and then, figure out how to make this community make positive impact on the community and the other people that we end up staying in their really in their backyard in their homes like places in Bali. Those are the things that I think about.
Indeed. So this is a
Someone,
good time for people. Yes,
yeah, I was
we
just
have
saying
a
I think
question.
somebody had a question or something, but
Hmm.
we can finish the thought, sure.
Sure. So this is a good time for people to upskill themselves and reset and give back to the community what all they have done
Yeah,
all over the
yeah.
country.
I'd like to mention something for our summit. We're actually
Hmm.
giving back to local Balinese families who are struggling at this time. So for everybody that's in this
Hmm.
joining us on June 5th, there's a DJ room that's hosted by a guy by the name of Mikey Moran. And if you guys have heard of
Hmm.
Gojek, he's the founder of Gojek.
Yes.
He's a friend,
Oh, nice.
and
He's
so
also a
he's
DJ,
basically
I believe he's
he's
the
also a
founder, right?
DJ, which is yes. So now he's
Yes.
DJing. He's not working on Gojek operations all 24/7. He's DJing. So we put him in a
Mm.
DJ room and we said whoever wants to donate through GoPay and through PayPal to an organization we've partnered with called the Tresna Bali Cooking School. They're literally going to get rice. They're going to get fruits. They're going to get vegetables. They're going to pack it all, especially rice, because that's really good for like energy, and they're going to take it to
Yeah.
these families in the most impoverished or challenged areas in Bali. That's one of my biggest proud, things that I'm most proud of for our summit is that we're giving back to the communities that we've been inhabiting for decades. And we can't just see Bali as a vacation. I know a lot of people come here, wow, amazing Bali, sunsets, beach. And then when COVID hits, they run away. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. They have a choice as to where they live, but I think we have a responsibility to the people that are giving us the chance to live within their communities. And I think, being able to give back during the summit, there's no way I wasn't going to implement something like that. I think we had a couple of questions.
Yeah, that is very inspiring.
Yeah, we have to do that. We have to do this and then even after the summit, this has always been my vision too. Even after
Yes.
the summit, like what are the ways that we can contribute? Like for example, people who work in Bali, and maybe I'm going off on a tangent, but just hear me out. People that usually in Bali, their work is three things. It's like either you're a taxi driver because it's a tourism
Yes.
driven economy, 90 something percent, 95% of the economy is tourism. So you wake up,
Yes.
you grow up thinking, okay, maybe one day if I'm lucky, I'll be a taxi driver or I'll own a homestay or a
Mm.
hotel, basically share half of my family's living situation to make money or what else? You could open up a laundry spot. There's very limited choices, and most in sort of the mid lower class or the lower class, whatever you want to call it, they work in restaurants or service industry, meaning people are still working 9 to 5 while they're doing their home duties. This place is highly, I believe it's a mix of Hindu and Buddhism, and they have
Yes.
their daily rituals, and they're doing that. Women especially are doing all of that, and they're going to a 9 to 5, working at the restaurant or washing clothes, whatever it is. So I really admire the people here, and I think just to finish the thought, if we as digital nomads know how to make a couple dollars online, and we know all it takes is a cell phone and a laptop, Fiverr, Upwork, can we show that to locals, especially the younger locals? Like some of them are, they're in their early 20s. You don't have to, hustle and do laundry or be a guest house cleaner. You can go on Upwork and make the same amount of money in one week that you make in one month, right? Those are the sort of things that I'm thinking for how we can help the community here, even as people who are foreigners or not originally from here that happen to join the community and society here. Okay, a lot of questions coming in. Yeah,
Yeah, so we'll start with our first question, which was, can you elaborate more on how to build a community? How
yeah.
did you start it?
Yeah, that's interesting because for me, when I got here, I didn't know anyone, right? One of the challenges of digital nomad is when you arrive, you have no idea like where to go, where to do laundry, where to like get your phone card. And eventually I figured those things out. But the way I was able to build community was by actually hosting events and getting people to come together. And one of the biggest helps was just like we have a partnership, was partnering with local co-working spaces and local organizations that were relatable to digital nomads or people that were living here in Bali. So that was how I was able to. I mean, if you have no friends, throw a party. You'll have some friends show up. That's just the way I think of it, and that's what I've been able to do here. Working with Draper Startup House. They used to be called Tribe Theory. Here at in Camp 308 in Bali as well, and different co-working, co-living spaces that cater specifically to us. And even one time also with Mikey Moran, the co-founder of Gojek, at his music studio. It's a different space, but we still had an entrepreneur gathering in a music studio. You can do this anywhere. All you need to do is get a couple of people together. You have a theme or a goal for the meeting. In some of the meetings, it's just networking. We've had speed dating. We've had uh, pitch nights where you pitch your idea and you listen to the community give feedback, and that different partnerships with different organizations, and you just invite people who have similar interests, and then you just make it happen.
Interesting. Also, one thing which I've heard about Bali is that for building a community of digital nomads, the starting is always going to a breakfast place, a cafe, and then networking. How true is that? That is
um
the initiating point.
Hey, there's some stereotypes. I don't meet people at the cafe
Right?
personally. I mean, It's funny though. I meet people at the gym though. Like I've talked to people at the gym. I'm like, hey, what are you doing here? Like I've seen you. You've been here 2 months, so officially you've been here in Bali for a while. So let's have a chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're right. Like
Okay.
you can run into individuals, right? Like in different areas. And then if you have an
Mm-hmm.
interest and something in common with that individual, then it continues, and maybe you realize that you're both programmers or you're both into marketing, and you can hang out and you can understand and talk the same lingo. But in terms of cafes, yes, a lot of cafes are packed with people on their laptop, but that's one of the issues I see too. And I don't want to keep saying there's issues, but there's different things that we need to keep working on in our community. And one of them is actually connecting. We're so used to staring at our
Oh,
laptops that these cafes you talk about end up being a place where people go to put their headphones on, where it's supposed to be a place to connect, you know. And there's
yeah.
other initiatives I'm working on with a couple of people here where we're trying to create not safe spaces, but safe spaces, but spaces that people feel like they can enter, that you can do both. You can
Mm.
connect, and you have areas where you can also jump on the laptop and get work done. And we open up our minds to less of a stressful environment, because it's not as simple as it looks on Instagram, where everybody looks like they're on a laptop. There's a lot of people struggling, or they have challenges here,
Yeah.
you know. So we got to be realistic and try to put some things in place.
Indeed. That's true. And one more question says, what strategy do you use while building your community? So if it's a community of remote entrepreneurs and a
You there?
yeah,
Yeah.
am I
So you said
audible?
Yeah, you are. What strategies to what?
What strategies do you use for community building in general? We had this question.
Yeah, it's similar to the last question. So I think
Mm-hmm.
specifically having an objective for each event or each community meeting that you have. You know, is this to raise money for this particular initiative? Is this to teach people how to create a better social media brand? Is this about Nomads? Oh, my phone is getting low here. Let me get my charger real quick. 1 second.
Sure, sure.
1 second.
Till then, this is a question for all our audience. If you have some more questions, please put it down in the comments and these
Yes,
shall
please,
be
please,
answered.
please. This is fun. I'm enjoying
Anybody,
this.
if
It's so much
somebody has,
fun. Where's everyone
yeah,
from? Which country is it? Which country is everybody from? Let us know. Where are you from? Where's everybody right now? Tell us. Yeah, you
please put
guys
it down in the
asked.
comments where are you from. And any questions you have around community building, being a digital
Mhm.
nomad, traveling, slow traveling, everything.
Yeah, slow travel, branding, anything related to marketing. I'll be sure. Oh, do you guys want to talk about TikTok? Let's talk about TikTok marketing. Ask anything, you know, like we're open, I'm open, you know. There's definitely a lot of information in my head right now. I don't mind sharing.
TikTok, YouTube, how to make very good dance videos, also anything.
Oh, you know a lot. You've been following my
Yes, I
socials,
do.
huh?
The
Thanks so
interesting part
much.
was, shooting it from a drone. That is very nice.
Yeah,
That
I
is
did a
something
video.
people rarely do. Yeah.
Yeah, I had never
So any
seen that, so I
questions,
was
you
like,
can
let me do
please
it. Let me scroll down. I think
challenge
I
me.
saw some other applicable things, strategies. Somebody said, to be specific, how did you connect athletes with brands? Okay, that's a good question actually. So for when I mentioned LinkedIn, whenever you want to work with higher level organizations, brands, companies, you can't find them walking down the street, you know. And I happen to live in Bali. A lot of these companies are also in some of the larger cities, metropolitan cities, New York, Los Angeles, even Kuala Lumpur, and these are people that are hard to find except for on LinkedIn. If you're looking to connect with brands and major corporations and companies, you can find those people on LinkedIn, And if you build a network like I have, or if you have expertise in a certain area, you know that a brand or organization will find value in, well, all you have to do is connect both sides. You have to jump on LinkedIn and keyword search the chief marketing officer of a specific tech brand or different types of tech brands. You also want to be specific in who you're targeting or who you're connecting with on LinkedIn, because if you're looking for, there's a difference between, if you're, let's just say you're selling a finance software for, people to do their numbers. You don't want to go after the CMO, chief marketing officer. You want to go after the chief financial officer, the CFO. So be specific and targeted when you are trying to connect two sides. You have to know what both sides want, and you have to know who the head honcho or the person who calls the shots for that particular category or niche. So I think for me, it was easy. As soon as I had the network with professional athletes. I used to live in San Diego, California, which is near the Olympic Training Center for the United States, and I made friends with some of the Olympic athletes. So all of a sudden, now they're part of my network. So I went on LinkedIn. I looked up consumer brands, and I looked up sports brands specifically because you can also keyword search on LinkedIn. I added a lot of those executives, chief marketing officers, because we're trying to market. I'm trying to help them market their product through the athletes. And now, I book calls with them to see if they're a fit for me, to see if the athletes are interested in working with these different brands. So I hope that was comprehensive. I really would love to give value here because I know that people are always thinking about how to market themselves or their business. So if anyone has any questions about how to market your personal brand or your business, this would be a very good time to ask, because I've been surprised. Once you're doing marketing for a little while, the things you think are easy, a lot of people aren't doing it. So if you guys have any questions around marketing, social media marketing, influencer marketing, digital marketing in general, please ask the questions right now, because I think this is a rare opportunity for you guys uh, you know, to be able to get this stuff done. Because I know a lot of people have questions around, for example, like working from home. Like what are the ways that they can earn an income from home? But I'm not going to answer that unless somebody asks it. So,
We'd also like to know something more about TikTok marketing because it is the newest app and it
mhm.
has targeted very well to the tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well.
Yeah, TikTok is crazy in India, like, isn't it? Like, isn't it really popular? Because I
Yeah,
know number one population is India, China, then the United States in terms of the number of people. And
yes.
sometimes I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see like content from India. I'm like, wow, okay, there must be a lot of content coming from India as well. But yeah, to answer your question, if everybody watches this, all six of you all watching this right now, Ethan, what's going on? It's my friend Ethan. We just did an article about him. He's a major entrepreneur as a creative entrepreneur. You guys should follow him. But um, TikTok. Okay, let me focus. TikTok. If you guys, the seven of you all watching this, including Ethan, don't download TikTok by the end of tonight after I say what I'm about to say, well, that's your choice. But TikTok is the new frontier of marketing because it is the Instagram of 2005. It's Instagram when you were able to grow a targeted following, without having to pay for marketing. TikTok is at the early stage where, yes, there's a lot of teenagers on there and everybody's silly dancing, but the fact is there's an emerging group of marketers, entrepreneurs, business owners who are doing very well in terms of growing their brand. And one of the biggest things and advantages about TikTok is that you can grow pretty fast if you know what you're doing. So, for example, uh, 3 days ago, I posted a video and I woke up this morning, I looked at it this afternoon, and I have 300,000 views. I've never done that on any platform. I'm
Great.
good at marketing, but this platform is incredibly viral if you have the right content that entertains and educates people. So if you're looking to grow a brand quickly to a targeted group of people, your personal brand especially, because if people like you, they'll follow you. You should download TikTok today. They don't pay me for saying that. whatever. But my point is that if you can get on this app and figure out a niche that you enjoy and you can get a few viral videos, you can grow an audience that you can monetize later. So I've grown to another 2,000 followers in the last 3 days, and I'm about to
Nice.
surpass my Instagram following that I've had the last 5 years,
Oh,
because it's that viral in terms of the potential for you to grow fast. And everybody knows once you grow a large enough targeted audience, you can sell products or services to these people. Or even as you're growing, you can find different small ways to monetize. You can grow a mailing list by having a lead magnet or a PDF that gives them value, and they give you their email in exchange, which I've been doing rudimentarily. And by the time you check, you either have a lot of emails of a targeted audience, or when you reach a few thousand followers, you can sell a product or service to them, whether you place it in a video or later on you decide to create a product that you can sell to them by them clicking the link in your bio. So it's a little complicated. Actually, you know what's funny? I can do a shout out for the course with Draper. So I partnered with Draper, who's a partner with Global Nomad Summit, to create a TikTok course. If you're interested, DM me or Global Nomad Summit, and you can learn how to do very well on TikTok. Because if I can do it, especially in Indonesia where I'm a
mhm.
foreigner and I don't speak the language perfectly, if I'm able to still do what I do on TikTok, then imagine if you're a native speaker of the language or the place that you're at, how well you're going to do. So, yeah.
Indeed. It's the place where the Gen Z hangs out.
Oh,
So if
yes, definitely.
mostly if the targeted audience is that group of people, then definitely. And others
But
as well.
But there are marketers on there that are doing business right now. There's marketers who have gotten clients from TikTok. I know some of them. I watch videos because once you like a certain type of video, TikTok knows and aggregates that kind of video. And I get a lot of
Mm-hmm.
videos around social media marketing and people who do SEO. Some guy just tells you about SEO all day, and he has 20,000 followers. There's another guy who teaches you how algorithm works. He has 70,000 followers. He has a link to his website, and from what he says, he's making a nice amount of money from it. So the kids are there, but hello, marketers and entrepreneurs are also there. And
There's
one
a very
small
good
feature,
scope for them.
hmm And one small feature I got to share is once you get to a certain number of followers, now I don't know what it is because they haven't given me the feature to go live yet. But typically, after you
Okay.
reach a thousand followers on TikTok, you can go live and receive coins from viewers that you can change into real money. So people can send you gifts while you're live. And this guy, again, the same guy that I told you that does studies algorithms and things like that, he made $700 or something in, I don't know, maybe like 30 minutes. Like, guys, ladies and gentlemen, TikTok, you can make money on there in different ways. But I'll digress now.
We have one more question that is very interesting to know more about TikTok. So the question says that Yovagi is building a platform where images, videos can be openly shared. How can he approach influencers regarding the same?
Building a platform where images and videos can be openly shared. I don't understand. Maybe Yova G, maybe explain a little bit more. So it sounds like he's saying the platform will let you share videos and images, but it sounds a little bit like Instagram. How can I approach influencers regarding the same? I don't understand the question, to be honest. I mean, I can talk about how to approach influencers in general, if that helps, but I don't understand the question.
If Yovagi is still online and if the question can be explained better.
Yeah, I see he's online. Can you bring him on? Oh, we can't do more than one person, huh? More than
No.
two people. So, okay, I can start. Maybe I'll talk a little bit how to recruit influencers, but if he has an update, then I can. Okay.
Till
Oh,
then, if any other questions are there, you're welcome.
an online platform where public posts from other platforms can be shared. Oh, okay. It sounds complicated, but any project, any things that exactly, I'll be general. Any project you have to realize what will first of all, will influencers, quote influencers, will it benefit? How are you going to show them benefit? So there's two ways, right? Do you have money to pay them to promote your app or your idea or your product or your service? Or do you have value? Do you have some sort of tangible, either as a physical or virtual item to give them? If you're a clothing brand, it's easy. Listen, I'm selling my cool clothes. You can either, if the influencer is a lower level or usually micro influencers, I think we micro influencers, now you got to pay us. You got to pay micro influencers money. But typically, there's two ways influencers work. You can do in kind gifts, meaning if you want to sell your cool backpack, send them the backpack, let them have it for free because they have utility in the backpack. Travel, take the backpack for free. They'll wear it. They'll take photos. It actually fits into their lifestyle, right? You can look up the hashtag entrepreneur, travel entrepreneur. There's also other platforms out there, similar to what you're saying, actually aggregates these influencers in one place. I forget the name of this app. I'm going to see if I can find it.
I think it's Pocket app. Is it?
Yeah, I'm sure there's there are lots of apps out there, but basically there's apps that allow you to aggregate. Let me see right here. I'm looking online right now so I can be actionable and get that value to you. Um, I don't see it. I don't see it. So there's different ways. You just look up hashtags, look up different. You can even type in traveling entrepreneur into Instagram, and it will show you most people that are using that hashtag or that name, right? So you all you have to do is go find them with hashtags and with their names, or use some of these softwares, and then when you find them, you figure out whether or not they're the level of think you'll return when the influencer, you know, ends up sharing your product or service. I hope that helps. I'm trying to fix my phone here.
Yes.
Okay.
And if there are any other questions, they are welcome. Please put it in the comment box. And after this, we'll also have a rapid fire round with Illumide.
Okay. Sure. I'm excited.
Yes.
Let's do it.
So, any other questions till then? I don't see any. Okay, so we'll start with the rapid fire. The first one, are you ready, Illumide?
I was born ready. Let's go.
The first one, a remote entrepreneur or home-based entrepreneur?
Ooh, that's tough, especially during these times. Home based. Sure. I'll do home
Home-based,
based.
okay. And in the long term, would you prefer living in Europe or Asia?
And where?
Europe or Asia?
Oh,
In the
Europe or
long
Asia?
term,
Asia.
Asia. The next
Yeah.
question, it might interest you more. So is it TikTok or YouTube? What would you prefer?
Oh, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
No?
I know I should pick YouTube. I know because it's long term, it's long form, and makes you money. I love TikTok. I gotta do TikTok. I gotta do TikTok.
You
Oh,
gotta
that
do
was so hard.
TikTok.
I gotta do TikTok.
That is hard. Yeah. And then leisure travel or slow nomadic travel?
Okay, so it's leisure. It's used to be. It's been too slow for too long. I need leisure. It's been
Yeah,
slow for too long, you
nice.
know.
Are you a beach person or a mountain person?
Beach for sure.
Beach, nice. That's one of the reasons why you are in Bali, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Canggu.
Canggu.
And now, do you have any secret tips to spill about travel for someone who wants to travel across the globe?
Oh, just travel in general, like specific, like how?
Hmm.
Explain that.
Any kind of like someone who hasn't been abroad to other places and wants to
Uh,
start.
yeah. Okay, so okay, here's a tip now that I think about. Find out where the local hub or the local community likes to hang out the most. What's the most popular bar? Exactly, Bintang and Sunset. which I don't even drink bintang or like it,
Bintang, Bali and
but
Bintang
yeah,
go
right.
together.
Apparently, yeah, it's true. So I would say, yeah, like Ethan just suggested, where do people like to have bintangs and spots that people like to do that. So if I arrived in Portugal before I get to Portugal, or what's the digital nomad hub in Portugal? I forget. I've never been there. I would figure out where the main co-working or co-living space is. If they're having
Mm,
events, I would go there. You automatically feel like you're part of something when you arrive there, and you know that you'll find friends there because that's where everybody hangs out. That's what I'd say is the
funny.
secret. Do your research before. So find the location, but also find the people. So like look on Instagram or look on specifically Facebook groups and then see who's active or see like past event photos. Look at who's the people that are actually, who are the people doing this. And if you reach out to them, they'll also be very happy to help because that's what they do. They build communities like myself. Like if a lot of people reach out to me, especially a few months ago before COVID, they just DM me like, "What do I do where I go to Bali?" Where like they keep asking me, "Where's the best place to stay? How much?" And I just answer because I feel responsibility. And you'll find
Hmm.
a lot of us in these different cities will feel responsibility to help you and to be able to get you settled in pretty quickly, so you don't go running around Canggu, Bali, and trying to fit in when we can just tell you where to go.
Definitely. And if given a choice, would you plan your travels from earlier, or do you prefer instantaneous and prompt travels?
I'd go to instantaneous,
Yeah, impromptu.
slow travel, but
That is
yeah,
nice.
like I
That is one of
think,
the things even I do.
oh,
Too much of planning just
definitely.
ruins the surprises.
We could book it if COVID was not here right now. I'll book a flight to India right now. I need
We
to
would
come
love
meet
to
my
welcome
global
you here.
nomad, somad. Oh, I'm coming. Trust me, I'm coming.
Definitely.
I've heard how beautiful India is, how amazing you guys are, the people there. I cannot wait to come to India.
And if when you're coming, please bring me some nasi goreng.
Yes, I'll bring the nasi goreng
Yeah,
for sure. I'll pack it in my suitcase.
yeah,
Yes.
definitely. So the next question for you is, what message would you give to some aspiring digital nomads and remote entrepreneurs who are yet to join the game?
My message or my advice is find out people who are doing what you want to do and reach out to them, look into their background, follow them on social media. Social media. A lot of us, I mean, if they have a coaching or ability for you to work with them personally to help you expedite the path, then do it. I think often we try to figure things. It took me 3 years, right? Like I wish I had a mentor or somebody who could tell me, oh, this is what this lifestyle is like. This is what you should do. This is how you should spend money. This is where you should travel first. We need leaders like we've done for the reason I created the summit is to help people identify the leaders. Show up to the summit. You'll find people that will help you, and they're there to really give you value and information that's going to change your life. But find people that are living the life that you want to live and don't try to do it all alone because you need a baseline of income to live this lifestyle. You can't grab a backpack. This is not a, survive on the road, what do you call it? Hitchhike. Like this is
Hmm.
not, you don't want to live the backpacker lifestyle. I mean, maybe you do like when you're like 19 years old, when your parents still send you money if you get stranded in Costa Rica. I'm not saying that ever happened. That didn't happen to me. I'm just making a funny example, but um, you want to get to a point where you can create an income on a monthly basis that you will not struggle or have challenges like I did when I started. And I always tell that story. Like I was back, it was, couch surfing across Europe, and I thought I was living the lifestyle, but I wasn't. I was happy. Trust me, I was happy because I was free. I wasn't working for somebody else, but I also knew that it wasn't easy. It was stressful. You don't want to live a life of stress. You want to have an income solidly from one to two different skills, but one primary ones that every month you make this much money and you clear this much amount for your living and your food. And if you're living in Bali, your motorbike, whatever. And then after that, try to scale and try to go to sort of a higher level if you want. Some people have been living a comfortable lifestyle in Bali and Southeast Asia, making half of what they make back in the West, and they're happy. I don't judge that. So you have to determine what lifestyle you want to live and go after the information that's going to allow you to live that lifestyle.
That is nice. With this, I have a question. So, would you suggest
Sure.
people being generalists, like three, four, five skills, knowing a little bit of this and that, or being a
Mhm.
specialist and having just one niche?
Yeah, I think to be honest, especially when you start out, I think you need to be a freelancer in a way, like you can be a freelancer and do different things that if you know you can acquire a certain number of customers through a platform like Upwork and Fiverr and make
Five.
enough money as a generalist, then do it. Do whatever it takes to get it done. But what I also know is if you are a specialist, you'll command a higher pay grade or a higher amount of revenue on a monthly basis if you can do things that 99% of other people can't do. And I coach people sometimes, or I advise people, and I usually skip freelancing and I take people directly to specialists because everybody has a specific skill that they
Mm-hmm.
are really good at, or they understand deeper than at least somebody else. And if you can turn that into a higher ticket consulting gig, you'll live a lot more comfortable life as a digital nomad where you don't have to think about and count the numbers every month, which I feel like in a way some freelancers do. It's like, oh, I got to get 10 clients this month again. You're hustling to get 10 clients. What if you had one client that made you the same as 10 clients, you know? So I say if you have to, if you're sort of a newbie and you want to learn and you have a safety blanket, be a freelancer. But in so many ways, if you have the right knowledge, you can be a specialist and do pretty well for yourself if you have a specific skill and there's a space in the market that sees value in that. You can charge a little bit more if you know how to target people, like I talked about on LinkedIn. If you know how to talk to the right clients and identify them, then you can go straight into the specialist, but you do have to have the in-demand ability.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, that was a good insight. And with that, what would you suggest the aspiring digital nomads? Is it a good time to start their digital nomad journey, or should they wait and watch for some time?
Never wait. Even COVID, no
Seeing the
COVID,
current situation around the world, no?
it's even better now because
Go with the
everybody
gut feeling.
is exactly. People want more online specialists now more than ever. People who are
Mm-hmm.
skilled and don't have to physically go to a workplace anymore right now. Nothing's really changed for all of us that were working online. Either we stayed the same or we got more clients or got better because the demand for these kind of skills increased. So I'd say jump in, come to the summit, look up YouTube videos, do whatever you have to do to consume the massive amount of information that you need to take yourself to the next level. But go with people that are trusted in the community and start today as soon as possible.
And even now, there would be a lot of remote entrepreneurs budding because of the layoffs in several places and furloughs. So the number of remote entrepreneurs will definitely increase. And a pro tip for all, they should
Yes,
definitely join the Digital Nomad Summit. That would be helpful.
that's right. I'm telling you, we put together a list of some really, really high level entrepreneurs, from people who are experts with digital marketing, online coaches, every niche we pretty much covered. Affiliate marketing, people who help companies and consult with large companies around the world. They're not working for them, they're a consultant and they're doing very well working with different companies. And, I'm not teaching necessarily in the summit, but my experience with work, we have people that are there for you. The most important thing that I'd like to share is that all the people I chose to be part of the summit, they care about other people. They care about the community. It's not about money. It's not about trying to get people to pay you $1,000 for a course. I told everybody that we're bringing on, we're not even selling anything. We're teaching And if you want to talk to us more, you know where to find us. But we're here to help the community, and I hope that you guys, show up and are there. If you're watching this later, go to the digitalnomadsummit.com, talk to Global Nomad, ask them questions. We're all community, we're all a family. I can't wait to come to India. And in demand skill from someone who asked the question.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so like right now, one of the most in-demand skills is digital marketing. Like people still need to sell their stuff online, So if you're a marketer, copywriter, content writers, that's huge, But let me give you an example. I was on a call with a client, a consulting call to bring on a client a few days ago, and she said that she told me she wasn't earning a lot from her copywriting. So there's two thoughts. One thought I want to bring up before leaving. I don't know how long we have left, but you can be a copywriter that's a freelancer and get paid $10 an hour, or you can have a real agency, a copywriting agency, and charge a client $5,000 a month. This is one thing that I think is the difference. There's also this mentality of scarcity amongst us in different circles about being a freelancer. It doesn't matter what country you are. Let me be real too. When you go on these freelancing websites, and sometimes if people are in India, Nigeria, Sri Lanka, some parts of Eastern Europe, people try to pay those people, our people, or my community too, less money. I understand that. Like it makes sense. Even for me, I want to lower my costs. Like when I work with certain people, but I really pay for value. I don't care how much it costs as long as it gets done. What I want to tell you guys is, especially the half full backpack, you can command a $5,000 client tomorrow if you know how to position yourself and if you know how to brand yourself in a place of authority. If you want to learn more, DM me. There's a way that you position yourself. It doesn't matter what you look like, what country, where you're from. I know a guy in India that runs a six-figure marketing agency, and they said it couldn't be done. There's a specific positioning authority he has that if other people were doing that, they don't care what you look like or where you're from. That's what I love about the internet too. We know all this crazy stuff is happening around the world. The internet doesn't care what color you are, where you look like where you're from. You just need to be able to get people value in which way or form. So I think that's what I say in-demand skill is some of the things that are very needed right now. People will always need marketing. People will always need copywriting. People will always need premium website designers to create stuff. But how do you position yourself as a place of authority in order to actually make it a good income from it so you're not, beginning freelancer that doesn't make any money at all.
That was a very good tip. So people can try building their own marketing agencies and focus on their skills. And targeting is
Mm-hmm.
very important. How do you position yourself and target the right audience in your brand and scale? If there are some other questions you can ask, we'll take them in the last 5 minutes, which are left now. Any questions from our audience?
Come on,
I
guys. We
don't
have five. We
see
got. We have
any.
4 minutes. We have 4 minutes,
It's
folks.
almost bedtime in Bali.
You guys see, I'm sleeping now. See, after COVID
Yeah.
hit, we got early bedtimes now. Sure, no problem. You're welcome. The half full backpack. The half full backpack. That's cool.
We see no other questions coming in. So, all right, Illumide, it was very nice talking to you, and we shall all see you online at the Digital Nomad Summit very soon. And I'm sure
Absolutely.
it's
See
going to
you.
be really interesting and value packed sessions there.
I'm so excited. Nothing can stop us. Let's keep going.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, Illumide. We see a last
Sure.
question here. We'll take this and then we'll just sign off for the.
What what makes Instagram and TikTok popular apart from their features? I mean, that's another. I mean, you got great questions, but they're very deep too. So TikTok, Instagram. I can talk to you about the differences real quick. I mean, the fact is Instagram is the OG. They have a lot of data. They understand, that the algorithms on our behavior, so they can basically, because there's so many users on there, they can they can, I won't say manipulate because we're on there. Don't shut me down, Instagram. Love you guys. But they basically want you to pay to be in front of people, and it's become sort of a pay to play. TikTok is a place where there's still more reach in terms of organic reach. So as I talked about on the For You page, where everybody sees that page called the For You page. It's like the discovery page on Instagram, or the I forget the name of the page on Instagram. On TikTok, everybody gets a chance to be on that page in front of a subset of people. If those people like, comment, engage with your content, they'll show you more of the content. But when it comes to the actual, apart from the features, it all comes down to human behavior. Instagram and TikTok are popular because, well, Instagram is visual. So attractive things to the human nature and the human eye are going to have engagement. People, physical bodies, cars, planes, beaches, sunsets. That's what the human nature wants to see. We enjoy that. TikTok, what I like a lot about it as we close here is that it's a very relatable platform where there's different trends, like bored in the house. Like there was a trend about being bored in the house, people dancing in different parts of the house or doing silly things. Everybody gets bored in the house. There's different trends and different things on the platform TikTok, that human nature, again, the fact that we can relate to somebody. There's interesting things on it, like people who suffer with different diseases, or there's people who look different, their bodies are shaped different, but people are relating to that. Um, that's what makes TikTok interesting. Still human nature, but I'm upside on TikTok because it's more connectful right now. I hope it doesn't change, but it allows people to connect